to Empower People's mini course, Reignite Your Purpose, How to Lead Through End of Year Fatigue. By November, most leaders are tired. We've been running on adrenaline since January, trying to finish strong. But purpose can dim under pressure. Today, we're not going to push harder. We're going to refuel smarter. This is about rediscovering the spark that makes leadership worth it. Drop one word in the chat that describes how your energy feels right now. Okay, I'm seeing some fire emojis, and I'm also seeing some Z emojis, like sleeping emojis. Okay, we're everywhere. So, in proper Empower People fashion, please say the Empower People oath with me. I, Tiffany Joy Greene, do solemnly swear to accept the lifelong obligation to hone my superhero powers and apply those superhero powers to the good of the people I serve. I will promote and add to the ongoing success of Empower People, its members, and the people, organizations, and communities it serves. I will help prepare the next generation of superheroes. I am driven to be a positive change agent for those I serve and interact with. Now, hands on the hips, shoulders back, head up, eyes looking up. This is superhero pose, and this will make you feel empowered and whole, superheroes. There you go. Whenever you need a dose of empowerment, strike the pose, Rose. Superhero pose. So, what were we going to be doing today? What are the learning outcomes? We're going to recognize the signs of purpose fatigue. We're going to use the 3-step reflection Reignite Framework. We're going to realign your energy with your mission, and you're going to leave with a personal purpose pulse practice. Okay, this is not theory. You'll be doing short solo exercises that will get you back in alignment so you can finish the 2025 year clear-eyed and re-energized. So, the reality of purpose fatigue. So when I started Empower People, the purpose I had was to help provide education, connection, and support to purpose-driven leaders and organizations. Why? Because I want to empower people, because I want to drive a positive impact, social impact for people. But if the message isn't there, or if I keep focusing on the tasks, or I'm getting pulled in different directions, then I lose my energy. I start feeling tired, what I call purpose fatigue. And so when I was launching Empower People, I realized the mission can't thrive if the messenger is empty. I have to keep my energy up and fueled by purpose, live it, breathe it, speak it to everyone around me, because as I do that, that message therefore is carried with everyone around me, those I serve and interact with. And that's what I call the ripple effect, right? So it's really important to stay rooted in purpose, not to be rooted in tasks. That doesn't mean we're not doing tasks, but what it means is if we're not rooted in purpose and we get lost in the how, that's usually a sign of being lost in the weeds. And that's what drains your energy. That's not what fuels you, right? So purpose fatigue equals when mission meets exhaustion, right? Passion goes to pressure. Motivation, maintenance. Vision, survival. So, what does fatigue look like for you? Does it look like mental fog, irritability, disconnection? Type one sign of fatigue that you have or are experiencing. Type it in the chat. Why? Okay, I'm seeing some signs. Some folks are writing mental fog as one of the symptoms. Okay. Okay. Just in exhaustion. Okay. So awareness, as we know, is step one. Now we're going to rebuild the spark. Okay. So here's the 3-step Reignite Framework. Okay, I'm going to break each of the 3 steps down for you. So, reflect. Name what's draining and what's driving you. Okay? So write down 3 things. Right now, I'm going to give you a minute for the reflect part. Reflect. Write down 3 things that have lit you up this year. Just 3 things. We're not looking for paragraphs, just items. On your piece of paper, make sure you have your paper and pen ready. You're going to write 3 things that have lit you up this year on one column. And then in the next column, I want you to write 3 things that drained you this year. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute, to write the 3 things that lit you up and the 3 things that drained you. And go. Okay. Now you should have those 3 things in one column that lit you up in 2025 and the 3 things that drained you in 2025. That was reflect. That was the first step. Now the second step is release. Okay? This is where you're going to let go of obligations that don't serve your purpose. Okay? So right now, what I would like for you to do is circle 1 thing you can stop doing or delegate before year end. So look at the column that has drained you, and I want you to circle 1 thing you can stop doing or delegate before year end. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay. And now here's the third step, refocus. I want you to, this is where, actually let me backtrack. Refocus means to recommit to the impact you want to create. Okay? So now I want you to write 1 sentence that describes the impact you still want to make before December 31st, so before the end of the year. Okay? I want you to write 1 sentence, again, that describes the impact you still want to make before December 31st. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to complete this activity. And go. Just a few more seconds. Now to clarify, the impact needs to be something that can be measured. So as you're writing this sentence, make sure that what you're writing in terms of impact is something that can be measured. Okay? After completing your first experience with the 3-step Reignite Framework, drop an emoji in the chat to let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of the 3-step Reignite Framework. Drop an emoji in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of smiley faces, thumbs up, and hearts. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do an exercise. Okay, this is a micro exercise. It's called the Purpose Pulse Check. Okay, this is when you're going to ask yourself each week these questions. You're going to do the Purpose Pulse Check at least weekly. Okay, you're going to commit to doing that. And each week you're going to ask yourself these very important questions. 1, am I energized by what I'm doing? Am I energized by what I'm doing? 2, am I clear on what it matters? Am I clear on why it matters? And 3, am I proud? Am I proud of how I'm showing up? Okay? Am I energized by what I'm doing? Am I clear on why it matters? And am I proud of how I'm showing up? Those are the 3 questions you need to ask yourself every week. This is your Purpose Pulse Check, okay? So now we're going to do this live. We're going to do this right now, okay? We're going to do this exercise right now. So let's go, okay? First step, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. So I'll give you a second. I'm going to make sure everyone's eyes are closed. Okay. Now we're going to do the breathing exercise. Now keep your eyes closed. We're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to hold for 4. And we're going to exhale for 4. Okay? So breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I want you to ask yourself those 3 questions. No judgment, just notice. Okay? Write it down. Are you energized by what you're doing? Are you clear on why it matters? And are you proud of how you're showing up? Now I want you, once you have the answers to that on your paper, I'd like for you to type 1 word in the chat that captures how your purpose feels right now. How does your purpose feel right now? Okay. Now I want to really stress that this 3-question pulse check is the ongoing maintenance plan for your energy. This is how you prohibit and be proactive of avoiding fatigue and burnout. Okay? This is a vital check. Just like, before you start exercising and after you start exercising, you feel for your pulse here, your wrist. This is your purpose pulse check. And you need to do this every week. This is your maintenance plan. Okay? So now we're going to talk about this is a case reflection, okay? This is about a real world reset, okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about how a nonprofit director was ready to quit. She paused, reconnected to her why, her purpose, and redesigned her schedule around impact work only. What was the result? Team engagement increased by 30% and stress decreased by about 40%. Okay? So, what was happening for this nonprofit director was she was spending a lot of time on administrative tasks and marketing tasks. There was a lot of activity she was doing. She was doing even bookkeeping. She started to feel like the reason why she started the nonprofit, like the mission, she wasn't serving it anymore. She wasn't feeling the impact. Now, Was the nonprofit having impact? Yes. Was the nonprofit having the impact it could have or should have had? No. And that is why she was feeling fatigue and burnout, because there was nobody at the helm driving purpose. What was happening was the director was a project manager, a task manager. But the purpose was getting lost in the weeds. And she was feeling as though she may not be able to rise above the weeds and therefore not make the impact with the nonprofit that she desired to make. So, what did she do? She worked with Empower People. She paused, because it's always important just to take a step back. Because when you're feeling fatigue, when you're feeling burnout, when you're feeling maybe afraid, when you're feeling like a failure, like all these fears that come up, feelings come up, you need to take a step back and not allow an insecurity or a fear make the decision for you, okay? So pause, and that is what she did. And the next step was, after pausing, and she paused for about 2 weeks. It was about 2 weeks. She then reconvened with moi, and we talked about her why and the nonprofit's why. And we didn't talk about today. We went back to the origin story of what prompted her to even start the nonprofit. And then when we reflected back and reconnected with the why as to why the nonprofit was created, the next question was, is that still the intent, the purpose today? The answer was yes. Once the answer was answered, yes, that's what I'm trying to do, but we're not doing it. Okay, so we went and we said, looked at everything, we looked at the purpose, and we said, what do we need to do to actually do that? To put purpose into performance. How do we activate purpose into performance? So we looked at all the things. We looked at the strategic plan that they had in place. Kudos to them for having the strategic plan. And we looked at everything and we said, okay, what's carrying the purpose forward faster? What are things that maybe are getting attention that actually are not carrying the purpose forward, that are not aligned with the purpose? Okay. Now, and the activities that are not or were not her strengths, that depleted her energy, those tasks that, because there's always going to be some tasks that, quite frankly, you're not going to want to do, but they are fundamental to moving that purpose forward. She delegated. Now, this nonprofit didn't have an expansive budget, so how could she delegate? Some things could be delegated to volunteers, for example. Okay, so we redesigned her schedule around as much around impact work as possible. Okay, and by doing that, the result was that the team engagement increased by 30% and the stress level decreased by 40%. Major shift. So now what I'd like for you to do is I want you to reflect on this, and I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write the answer down. Okay? What small shift could give you the same kind of breathing room? What small shift could give you the same kind of breathing room? I'm going to give you a minute. Okay. Now, in the chat, give me a thumbs up if you think, put a thumbs up, don't give me the thumbs up, put it in the chat. If you feel like you got this, that you can make this small shift, put a thumbs up in the chat if you can make this small shift. If you're feeling, I'm not sure, give me a sideways thumb. You know, the sideways thumb. And then if you're feeling like I can't do this small shift on my own, give me the thumbs down. Okay? Give me the thumbs down. Let me know. Okay? I'm seeing some thumbs up. I'm seeing a kind of a good, okay. Okay, we're going to have to do some talking in the Q&A portion. Okay? Looks like we're going to have to do some talking. Let's see what we can do to help some of you, okay? So fatigue doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been fighting for something that matters. Now, fight from purpose. Not for it, from it. Fight from purpose. Now, put your purpose pulse reminder in your calendar right now. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Put that purpose pulse reminder in your calendar right now. I don't care if you choose Monday, Friday, choose a day of the week that you feel that you can do it. I would recommend doing it first thing in the morning. Put it first thing in the morning on Monday. Let's do that. Let's just do that because let's take the decision making. I'm going to help you out. First thing in the morning, Monday. You're going to do that. Every Monday is going to be your purpose pulse reminder. Okay? Okay. Now that you have done that, okay, I want you to keep that fire lit. Okay? Now, there's some things you can take advantage of here at Empower People. One, you can join our Momentum Mondays for accountability, okay? And right now, we are offering Activate Your Superpowers, their purpose-powered year-end reset bundles that include Momentum Mondays and some other resources. Highly recommend you check that out, okay? Let me know. You can either go on the website, empowerpeople.org, contact me directly when we get into the Q&A. If you have questions, I'll answer your questions there. Okay? And you can also explore your MoxieGuide Purpose Report for deeper clarity. Yes, we have MoxieGuide. She will help you uncover your purpose and help make decisions rooted in purpose. Okay? If you have questions about that, again, let me know. Hit me up in the Q&A. We'll talk about it. Hit me up after, DM, email, website, however you choose. Again, for those who are not part of the live course and are watching the recorded version, this is how you can get a hold of me, okay? Remember, people are power. Purpose is your power. Let's evolve together.